Welcome back to Alchemy Online. This week we are shaking things up and we are in the skate shop talking about different boards, different wheels, different trucks. There is so much out there, and if you are new to skating or maybe coming back after a long break, it can be a little bit difficult to figure out what you need. So today we're breaking down some of the most common questions you can ask at your skate shop to help you get the type of board that you want. So it goes without saying, but we're gonna say it anyway. If you are looking to get a skateboard, whether it's your first board or you're coming back, we always recommend looking up and finding out if you have a local skate shop. Local shops are the lifeblood of skateboarding. They're a great place to spend your money and support because they support the community around them. So when you have the chance, find a local shop because the folks working there are gonna know what they're talking about and they're gonna get you set up right. That's not always an option for everybody depending on where you live. So we are making a video to help you figure out what type of board you might want to ride. And the first question we ask every skater that's coming into our shop is, what type of skating do you want to do? Seemingly a simple question, but a lot of people don't know exactly what they're looking for out of their board. So the alternative question that helps us whittle down our options is, what do you not want to do? Some people know that they're not interested in park riding or doing tricks. That's when we look at more of our transportation-based options and cruisers. Some people know they're gonna be living at the skate park. And so that information helps whoever you're working with whittle down those options. So think about what type of skating you're gonna do. Picture in your mind's eye, are you cruising down the sidewalk or are you slashing coping at the park? Because that's gonna affect what board you wanna get. Traditional skateboards can come in any sort of shape and size. From our traditional popsicle decks, which are relatively symmetrical on the nose and tail, great for trick riding where you're spinning the board about, to crazy shape options, which are great for your transportations and your cruisers or your park riding where you don't need the same level of function out of your nose or your tail. In general, if you don't know what you're looking for and you're just getting started, we always recommend checking out shop decks. Anytime we're traveling, we like to collect boards from the local shops we visit, not only because they're rad, but we also know that shop decks tend to support the skate shops you're buying them from more, and more often than not, they're a little bit cheaper than the standard pro models. So consider going with something local when you have the option. If not, what we recommend looking at is what type of company do you want to support? Who are the riders? What kind of videos are they putting out? What are they into besides the product themselves? Because there's different teams out there with different guys, different girls, skating different styles. Find something that speaks to you because you're voting with your dollar. Support those companies that you like what they're doing. If that doesn't point you in any sort of direction, again, we want to think about how those boards feel. Here in our shop, what we always recommend is stand on any board before you buy it because different brands have different concaves. So not only will the size and shape of the board affect the way it rides, but how steep or how flat the board is gonna have a different feeling. There's no trade-off for experiencing it, but not every shop wants you stepping all over their boards. So consider asking questions about the concave of the board. Is it a steep concave, a mellow concave, or a flatter concave? It's gonna give you a general idea of how it's gonna feel if you can't put your feet on that board. Once you have found a board that you are digging, whether it's the graphic, the company, the shape, or the size, you're gonna wanna find trucks that are complementary. Most trucks have a very similar geometry when we're talking about our TKP, traditional kingpin trucks, but different brands are gonna feel a little differently. The thing that's important to know about trucks is they're all adjustable. You can loosen and tighten that kingpin to change the feel or get aftermarket bushings to really fine tune exactly what it is that you're looking for. As a general rule of thumb, you want your trucks to be about as wide as your board. And when we're talking about truck sizes, something we think about is the long term. If you're riding an 8.5 deck, and you think that's as small as you're gonna go, but you might go with a bigger board, get a set of trucks that fits that or is slightly over, so as you're getting future boards, you're gonna be able to expand into that size that you like to ride rather than being limited to one specific size. What we found here is the more boards you try, the more you'll find out exactly what you like. It's all personal preference. There is no hard rules about this skateboard is the only size for you. We've got little kids that love big boards. We've got tall people that like skinny boards. Again, it all comes down to how that board feels for you. So when possible, get your feet on them, feel the concave, make sure it's a style that you like, and you're not gonna be disappointed with that board. The last component of your board that's got a lot of variety out there is gonna be your wheels. The biggest difference in wheels is gonna be not just their size and shape, but really how hard or soft those wheels are. So wheels are rated on a durometer scale. The lower the number, the softer the wheel. If you want a board for cruising around town and you're not planning on doing that many tricks, we really recommend checking out soft wheels because they give you that speed, that comfort, and that grip if you're mobbing around. But they're a little bit heavier and that grip can get in the way if you're really working on tricks. So traditional park and street riders ride a harder durometer wheel. Generally, if you're looking for that transportation option and just cruising, go with those soft wheels, especially if you're a beginner. We sell so many soft wheels for kids starting out because that comfort ability of getting used to your board is maximized when you've got a quiet, smooth, easy to roll on skateboard. Plus, wheels can always be adjusted later. The last thing to think about is often completely overlooked and to most people extremely trivial, but to us, it's sort of a big deal, and we're talking about the pictures on your skateboard. Of course, if you're using your board right, you're gonna destroy whatever graphics on the bottom, and you're rarely gonna look at it. That being said, skateboarding is an individual sport, and it's built around expression and fun. So, find a board that complements your style, something you like. This is going to be your buddy. You want to be into your skateboard. Blank boards are out there if you like doing your own art. We've got a bunch of tutorials on how you can use stencils or screen printing to add them. But find a graphic that speaks to you because that skateboard and you are gonna go through trials, working on whatever types of tricks you're doing, and you wanna feel good about that board. So don't fall into the trap of settling for a skateboard. There is the right skateboard out there for everybody, and if you know the right type of questions to ask, and you can find a shop that's gonna help you through the process, you're gonna find that board, you're gonna have a lifelong buddy, and you're gonna skateboard forever. We guarantee it. So, to recap, support your local shops when you can. Ask the right type of questions about who these companies are, what they're into. Ask about the concave and the shape of the board, and then find proportional equipment for your trucks. Find the right type of wheels, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Skate shops love talking about skateboarding. So the more you ask, the more you're gonna know, the more likely you're gonna get the right board for you. When in doubt, I ran out of shit to say. When in doubt, don't be in doubt. Ride a skateboard. It's gonna be fun.